Hello and welcome to Microbial Concepts. So today we are going to learn about adaptive immunity. Okay, so I had already uploaded a video on T cells and B cells separately. Okay, so there are some topics which I had uploaded related to immunology. Okay, so as I am dealing with many requests, many suggestions from my comment box, so it is difficult for me to just stay on a particular subject. Okay, so I have to deal with other topics as well. Okay, so this is today about adaptive immunity. Okay, so a short video. So let's start. So we know that B and T cells are important lymphocytes, okay, of adaptive immune system. So what is the importance of B cells and T cells? In short, we will see here. So B cells, the production and maturation, it occurs in bone marrow itself. Okay, and mainly B cells, they deals with extracellular pathogens. Okay, so whenever there is infection or extracellular pathogen is present in your body, or your body has been invaded by that pathogens, then B cells come in picture. Okay, and in case of T cells, they deal with intracellular pathogens, okay, inside the cell. Then the production of T cells, they occur, the production occurs in bone marrow, but they get mature in thymus. Okay, so you will get these details in my other videos that is related to B cells and T cells. Okay, so what happens after complete maturation? These B cells and T cells, they are released in blood. Okay, so what happens after that? So these cells, they circulate throughout the body, correct? As our red blood cells, they circulate, these B cells and T cells, they also circulate, and they have the ability to enter a tissue which has been invaded by pathogen. Okay, so they can go here and there where there is necessity of these cells, or where there is demand of these cells. Okay, so they can recognize a foreign particle like antigen, okay, by their receptors. So B cells, they have BCR, that is B cell receptor, and T cell, they have similar receptors known as T cell receptor, TCR. Okay, and they help in their recognition. So these receptors, they actually interact with the antigens and they recognize the specific antigen. Okay, and after that the cascade of reaction or for immune response gets triggered. Okay, so these cells, they get stimulated on antigen recognition, correct, and they initiate an immune response. So how this happens? So first we will see for B cells. Okay, when B cells come in picture, means a B cell is triggered when it encounters a matching antigen. The B cell engulfs the antigen and digests it. Okay, so here you can see the B cell has engulfed the antigen and it has digested it. Then it displays the antigen fragments bound to its unique MHC molecules, and they will be displayed over the surface. Correct? So here you can see the fragment is displayed. Okay, so this combination of antigen and MHC, it attracts the help of a mature matching T cells. Okay, so this is a T cell that also comes in picture here, and it will also interact with the MHC holding that antigen. Okay, so what happens? Some cytokines are secreted by T cell. Okay, and these cytokines, they help in the B cell multiplication and maturation. Okay, so after getting mature, the antibody mature into the antibody producing plasma cells. Okay, so these B cells, they get multiply and they get mature into plasma cells, okay, which are antibody producers. Okay, so these plasma cells will secrete antibodies which are specific to this antigen. Okay, this antigen. So released in these antibodies, they are released into the blood, and these antibodies, they lock onto matching antigens. Okay, so antigen antibody complex are then cleared by the complement cascade or by liver and spleen. Okay, so this is how um, bacteria or a particular antigen is cleared from our body. So this was regarding B cells. Okay, so this particular immune response is known as humoral immune response. Okay, or humoral or humoral. Then even there are some B cells which remain in circulation, activated B cells, and they act as memory B cells. Okay, so you get plasma cells and memory B cells once a B cells get encountered with a antigen. Okay, so this is the chain of reaction that happens once a B cell it encounters an antigen. But in case of T cells, we call it as cellular immune response. What happens when a T cell, the T cells are mobilized when they encounter a cell such as a dendritic cell or B cell that has digested an antigen and is displaying an antigen fragment bound to its MHC molecule. Okay, so this is either a dendritic cell or say a B cell which is already showing or which is already displaying an antigen with MHC molecule. So what happens? These T cells, they get mobilized, they interact with these cells and they secrete some cytotoxins. Okay, so cytotoxins which are secreted here, they help in T cell maturation. Okay, so the MHC antigen complex activates the T cell receptor and the T cell, it secretes cytokines. Okay, so once these cytokines are secreted by T cells, what happens? So some T cells, they become, means they multiply as helper cells, or some they multiply as T cytotoxic cells. Okay, so there are two subsets of T cells, T helper cell and T cytotoxic cell. Okay, so first we will see about helper cell. So some T cell becomes helper cells and they secrete some cytotoxins that attract fresh macrophages, neutrophils and other lymphocytes and other cytokines to direct the recruit once they arrive on the scene. Okay, so this is the infected cell, this is the T helper cell. Okay, and these are some cytokines which are secreted. Okay, in case of T cytotoxic cells, some T cytotoxic cells, they track down cells which are infected with viruses. Okay, so assume that this is the infected cell. Okay, so this is the T cytotoxic cell which will now track down the infected cell with virus, for example, and it will destroy that. Okay, so some cytokines support the growth of more T cells. Okay, so they will initiate the, or they will trigger the multiplication of more T cells, right? So this is about the T cells, and even in T cells there are some memory T cells. So some activated T cells which remain in circulation will act as memory T cell. So this is known as cellular immune response. So both of these types, that is humoral immune response and cellular immune response, they are considered as adaptive immune response. Okay, humoral and cellular. Don't forget, don't get confused. Okay, so when actually a T cell comes in picture, you can memorize it like here. Actually the T cell is working, so we call it as cellular, and in case of B, there are antibodies which are secreted by the plasma cells. Okay, so that is known as humoral. Okay, cellular is for T cells and for antibodies or B cells we call it as humoral. Okay, so this was about adaptive immune response. So thank you for watching. Like, share and subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to share these videos with your friend, and also follow me on Instagram and Facebook by the same handle, that is Microbial Concept. Enjoy learning. Till then, bye bye.